Hello everyone. I recently just purchased a 1982 Toyota Celica Supra that hasn't run for a little over 2.5 years and has been sitting in a garage for a little over 25 years. I really want to get it running as soon as I possibly can, but there are a couple things I need to do before I try to crank the engine over for the first time. So I've created a list that I'm gonna follow of things to do before I start the car so that I don't harm anything by cranking it over for the first time. Hopefully you'll be able to follow this list too if you ever decide to start a car up. Can I come out now, please?
No, you can't! Get back down!
Shh, don't tell anybody. The first thing we have on this list is oil change. The reason that I want you to do an oil change first is because after an engine has been sitting, all of the engine oil that has been sitting and has been circulating through the engine, as it should, falls to the bottom of the engine because of gravity. Meaning, the cylinder and the piston would be grinding against each other until the oil started flowing. Well, for that short little bit where there's no oil flowing, it can be very dangerous and very harmful to the engine. So we're not only going to replace the oil, there's our oil, we're also going to not only replace the oil filter, which is number 2 on the list, but we are also going to, number 3, fog the cylinders with fogging oil. It's a little spray that you spray through the spark plug holes. Cylinders get lubricated so that when you do eventually start the engine, you're not having metal on metal contact. So that's number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 4 is replacing the spark plugs. Here are my new spark plugs. The reason I want to replace the spark plugs is number 1, it's cheap. Number 2, it's easy. And number 3, there's only benefits. There's no negative side to changing the spark plugs. So if we just change the spark plugs outright in the beginning, we can count that off the list of things that possibly could be wrong. Number 5, we are going to drain the gas tank. After gas has been sitting for, in this case, 2 years, the chemical compound of the gas actually changes and it becomes something you don't want in your engine. Number 6, we have put fresh gas in. So after we drained it out, we want to put fresh gas in. Pretty explanatory. Number 7, we are going to change out the fuel filter. That's just a misspell of a fuel filter. If we replaced the fuel, but we didn't replace the fuel filter, we'd still be pumping a little bit of that old fuel back into the cylinders, which we don't want. Number 8, check coolant, drain, refill as needed. That's supposed to say check coolant, but again, I misspelled it. So having your engine start is good, but you also want to keep it running. One of the best ways to do that is make sure it won't overheat. So we're going to be checking the checking the coolant. We are going to drain it and refill it. It says as needed, but we're going to do it anyway. Number 9, check the power steering fluid. I like going straight, but I also like turning. And it's a whole lot easier to turn if your power steering fluid is topped off. Number 10, check/refill the brake fluid. Along with that, we're going to, number 11, check the brake pads. We might lubricate the brake pads in case they're squeaking, but with those 2 out of the way, we can move on to number 12. Lubricate the hood/bonnet. I showed you in the first video that I have cardboard sitting on the engine bay, stopping the hood from closing all the way. I want to get that latch openable so I can close the hood and open it when I need to. On the topic of lubrication, we are also going to lube the doors and the locks. Number 14. This is an important one. Check tire pressure/dates. Tires on a car are so important. Tires are, call me crazy, but it's like 70, 80, even 90% of your car's performance comes from your tires. If you have crappy tires, your car's performance is going to be terrible. If you have good tires, your car's performance is going to be great. 15. We are going to put in a fresh battery. Number 16 is check all the bulbs. Brake lights, turn signals, headlights, high beams, etc. Interior lights, yeah. Number 17, which I am most excited for, is start the car. Once I've gone through the list, 1 through 16, I will feel confident that I'm able to turn the key over and that it will start. Realistically, however, we have to start with number 1, which is an oil change. For this oil change, I have number 1, a clean rag. Number 2, the fogging oil. Number 3, I have the new oil filter. Number 4, I have a quart of 10W30 conventional oil, not a synthetic blend. A 19 and a wrench for the drain plug. A little grabber for the old oil filter. A light, my 5-quart 10W30. A catch, an oil catch. I have a jack to get it in the air. And then I have my safety 2 blue jack stands. So let's get it in the air. Welcome to the ground. Let's jack it up. In any other case, I would say go under the pinch welds to jack up each side at a time. But in this case, I have no room in my garage, so I'm just gonna go under a very solid piece of metal in the front and then put a jack stand under it. And then I'm gonna lower it onto the jack stands very slowly. I'm gonna put wheel chocks behind the wheels. I forgot to do that, but I'm gonna do that under the rear wheels. With the wheel chocks under, I feel much more comfortable letting the car down. Let's move to the other side. Same deal over here, but I have even less space to move around. And then once I feel confident that the car is up in the air and strong and stable up in the air, it's not gonna fall on me, then I'll move underneath the car. First things first, I'm going to crack the drain plug. Once you have it cracked, and you should be able to hand loosen it, which I cannot, so we're gonna keep going. There you go. Now okay. Now we'll let all the oil drain out into this little funnel, into this little oil catch. Now that the oil is draining, let's get that oil filter taken off. The oil filter should be on the left side of the engine bay. Right, where is it? Where is it? There she is. This thing right here. Got to take off this like little section of air hose, and then we should be able to get to it. Okay, let's see if we can't get that little thing on. Is this the wrong size? Ah, come on. Let's see if I can't get it with my bare hands. I think I can get it with my hands. Let's try. Get the heck off! Get the heck off! Get off! Ah! Ah!
No, I'm telling you, I tried absolutely everything.
Absolutely everything. Yeah, I tried that. Yeah, I tried that too. I definitely tried that. No, I definitely tried that. Hold on, let me call you right back. Yeah, I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Bye bye.
Here you go.
Yes! Yes! This is exactly what I needed.
Throw a rag underneath of it. And screw her all the way off.
There we go.
Guys, I know I normally cover automotive, but when I looked at the filter after I got it off with my bare hands, I noticed that, hold on. I noticed that there were two holes in it. One here, and move around, one there. An entry and an exit point. I do not know how that hole got there. I genuinely have no idea. But moving on from that, let's get the new oil filter in, and then we can fill it back up. Now for my next segment, see if you can find the difference. Yeah, so somebody accidentally bought the wrong oil filter. They're not the same. So tomorrow we're gonna head over to AutoZone, get the right oil filter so that we can put it back in. I got the new oil filter right here. Apparently, I could have used the other oil filter because although the size was different, like the size of the actual thing was different, the way they mounted up was the same. But I just decided to go with the bigger one. I don't know why, just cause. But yeah. Welcome back. I'm gonna install this one. Okay, so now that that is as tight as it possibly can get, let's fill her back up. So the owner's manual says if you do an oil change with the oil filter replaced, you want to add 5.1 liters. So here I added 5 quarts. Quarts and liters are different, but it should only be a difference of just a little bit. 5.1 liters is around 4.5 quarts. But since the engine has been sitting without turned on for so long, we really just drained all of the oil. I also let it drain overnight. So I did have 5 quarts, but let's check the dipstick to see how close we actually are. So if it wasn't super obvious, it looks like we are right on the mark. It's right here. on both sides, which is right where it should be on both sides. So we got lucky, and thankfully we're all good. Now that I have the oil change finished up, I can clean up and let the car down off the jack stand. Setting the jack back up, getting the car back on the jack stand. Now that we have the oil change done and the oil filter replaced, we get to cross off number 1 and number 2. That should be all for today. We only got 2 things done, but that's because we had the big explanation of the list in the beginning of the video. Next video we should have a lot more things done in a shorter amount of time, so stay tuned for that. If you've gotten this far, please like, subscribe if you want to, and hit notifications, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.